Hello YouTube, my name is Nye, you're watching Folk Friend, your one-stop shop for Celtic backing guitar tutorials. I'm back today in the shop, back to my lovely... Let me do my warm-ups. Hello YouTube, my name is Nye, you're watching Folk Friend, your one-stop shop for Celtic backing guitar tutorials, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to strum along with slip jigs. Slip jigs are very common in Irish music and they also crop up in Scottish music. They are tunes in the time signature 9-8, which means that every bar contains 9 quavers. Now those are divided up into little groups of 3, and you get 3 groups of 3 within each bar. So the rhythm kind of goes diddle-dee, 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 like that. Some people like to remember it as rashers and barrels of sausages, rashers and barrels of sausages, or something like that. But basically, if you hear a tune that goes da-da diddle-dee diddle-dee, da-da diddle-dee diddle-dee, da-da diddle-dee diddle-dee, then that is a slip jig. Just a few pointers on general strumming technique before we go on. You'll notice when I'm strumming these things, I've got a very kind of loose wrist. My wrist can kind of flop a little bit like that. My old fiddle teacher used to say it was like the bristles of a paintbrush, which I always thought was a good analogy. So you kind of want your arm to be nice and loose like that. And when you're strumming, there's a gentle kind of flick to the wrist as you go past the strings like that. And you're not a robot strumming like this, you want to be nice and loose. And you want your whole arm from the elbow to be moving up and down. So it's not just a wrist movement, it's also a slight arm movement from the elbow down and then a wrist flick as well. I'm going to cover several ways that you can strum these. The first way I'm going to look at is what is the sort of most common traditional method. It's very similar to the traditional method of jig strumming, which I've talked about in my previous videos, and if you haven't checked out those videos, I suggest that it's worth getting to grips with the jig first. So have a little look in the card in the corner of the screen and you'll find a link to the first jig video that I made, which covers basic jig strumming patterns. So for the slip jig, because you've got 3 little blocks of 3, you can do each of those little blocks as a down, up, down. So if I start on a G major chord, very slowly what I'm going to be playing for my slip jig rhythm is down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, and that's 1 bar. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you can hear when I'm playing those, I'm accentuating the first quaver in each block of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is your kind of basic starting point. Now it doesn't really sound very clearly defined where the starts of the bars are. So in order to make it clearer where the bars start and finish, we're going to miss out the second quaver of each bar. And that is going to give us da da diddle dee diddle dee, da da diddle dee diddle dee, something like that. So that sounds like down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And that is a really nice starting point for strumming along with slip jigs. Now there is another pattern which I quite like to use for strumming along with slip jigs. Some people gravitate more towards the other one and some people find this one easier. You might find that you, like me, are in the camp of people that finds this one easier. So this one I call the alternating slip jig pattern, and the reason for that is that one bar starts on a downstroke and then the following bar starts on an upstroke, so that can confuse people. But the reason that that happens is that your hand is actually just changing direction for every single quaver. So you're doing down, up, down, up, down, like that. And then because you've done down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, that was your 9 quavers for the first bar. So the second bar then begins on an up. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, the reason I like this pattern rather than the other pattern is because Irish music and Celtic music generally goes very, very fast. And you'll find if you're having to change direction after every 3 quavers, so you're doing down, up, down, and then your hand has to get back up above the strings in time for the next quaver, so you've got to do a super fast upstroke without hitting anything. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, like that. And at speed, that can get really difficult. It can be quite hard on your poor arms. So if you want a less tiring pattern, where the movement is more intuitive, it just changes direction every quaver, then this alternating pattern is going to be the one for you. So the place to start out with this is to start out by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you're just alternating, changing direction every time. But just focus on accentuating 1, 4, 7, 1, 4, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That kind of thing. Once you've got that, you can do the same thing that we did with the other pattern to accentuate the first beat of every bar, and so you're going to miss out the second quaver. So that is going to sound something like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That kind of thing. Now, I was originally going to end the video there, but I thought I'd just add one little extra bit on for people out there who are confident with whichever of the 2 patterns they picked and would like to make it slightly more advanced with some interesting rhythmic variation. So what we're going to have a look at in this last little section of the video is the strummed triplet for slip jigs. I've talked about how you can implement these in jigs before. It's very similar for slip jigs, but we'll just have a quick little look at it again. So what we're going to be aiming for is what I think of as the easiest way to implement a triplet in your slip jig strumming, and that sounds something like this. So what I'm doing there, I'm working with the trad pattern that I covered first, and in every bar I said before that there were 3 blocks of down, up, down, because there are 9 quavers. What we're going to do is take that second block and change it slightly by adding in this triplet. So what the quote-unquote triplet actually is, it's not really a triplet in the sense that classical music or other genres would refer to a triplet. Actually what it is 2 semi-quavers. So what you're going to do is take your first downstroke, then on the upstroke that follows it you're going to do up down really fast, and you're going to convert the last downstroke to an up. So that second set of 3 quavers is now going to be down, up, like that. So in total, the bar is going to go down, 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 up, down, like that. Whew. Basically, what you're really doing is just adding in a little wrist flick. So down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down. Like that. That, I would say, is for me the easiest way to implement a triplet beginning on an upstroke. You can use that pattern in the alternating pattern as well, but you'll find, because there are an odd number of quavers in that, that it stops the alternating pattern from alternating and converts it so that it always starts on an upstroke. I'm not going to demonstrate that or go into it too much. Like I say, it's one of those things that works better if you don't overthink it. So if you want to try using triplets in the alternating pattern, start it on an upstroke and then try and throw in your triplets, and you'll find that the pattern just ends up always starting on an upstroke if it's got a triplet in it. The other way that you could do a triplet in a slip jig strumming pattern is to do a triplet that starts on a downstroke. So that sounds kind of like da da dung dung dun da dung, like this. And you can pick with that one whether you do it on the first block of quavers in the bar, the second block, or the third block. So if it was on the second block, it would sound like. And if it was on the third block, it would go. So it's entirely up to you which of the three you put it on. But the way that you do it is, beginning on your downstroke, you convert that first downstroke into a down and an up, and then you go down and up for the following two quavers of the block, so that you've got down, up, and that is your block. So if you were doing it on the first block of three quavers in the bar, then it would sound like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then you could take that little chunk with the triplet in it and you can move it to any of the three blocks of three quavers, as your heart desires. So that is it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been helpful to all my Celtic guitarists out there. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a like by hitting the little thumbs up just down there. It really helps the channel out because YouTube show the videos to more people if you hit the like button. The other thing you can do is hit the little subscribe button down there. That will get you all my videos straight to your inbox every week. You'll need to click the little bell next to it in order to be notified when I post a new one. I post a new Celtic guitar tutorial every Thursday at 7:30 PM, and there's Folky Fridays every Friday at 5:30 as well, which is my live stream Celtic lesson where you can tune in and ask any questions that you have. At the moment I'm also working on a brand new series of play-alongs. They come out every Saturday afternoon at 12:30. They are tunes played at 3 different speeds with all the chords karaoke style on the screen. Go and check them out. They're linked to the little playlist in the corner of the screen, and there's going to be a new one coming out every Saturday for the next few weeks. That is it from me for this week. If you want to learn more about my approach to Celtic backing guitar, then you need a copy of my book, Backing Guitar Techniques for Traditional Celtic Music. You can buy that at the website, which is linked in the corner of the screen. It's finaleguitar.co.uk/shop. You can also find all my other books and the amazing mode wheel there as well. All sorts of useful stuff. And there's loads of free blogs and downloadable tabs and all sorts of good stuff on there as well. So go and check that out if you haven't already. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you all next week.